Hello and welcome to the Indie News Fan Park. Indie News is the one-stop shop for India's super sports fans. I'm Rohan Manglani and with me is Ankit Kedia. We are talking to you about all the reviews, previews and the key moments of the Indian Super League. Ankit, it's been 10 amazingly thrilling days of the ISL so far with 21 goals scored, 11 matches played, 3 red cards, 46 yellow cards. The season has begun. It is extremely exciting. It's happening in India, and this is the biggest event which has started in India ever since the novel coronavirus.
Well, I think I've had a great time, Jason, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. We're talking about, I think you mentioned about 3 red cards in 11 games. That's almost like a red card in
Absolutely.
every 3 games. People have been notorious, the players, and more goals could have been scored. A little bit rusty, maybe due to lack of proper preseason. But all in all, I think it's just picking up and it's just starting. So let's enjoy the rest of the season.
Absolutely, Ankit. And before we move on, let's look at the current table at the moment.
Yeah.
ATK Mohan Bagan leading the pack at the moment, Ankit. Any surprises over there?
Not at all. I mean, I always have my bets from the start on ATK Mohan Bagan, the manager, the amalgamation of the previous ATK and the new Mohan Bagan from I League. So, I mean, there's definitely no surprises over there. Although in the table, there are a few surprises when you talk about teams like Mumbai City FC, I believe. They were poised to be the team to beat this season, but they're taking their time. But like I said, I think give it a few games here and there, and we'll see them also come up. What do you think?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I mean, Mumbai City FC, I believe, will come up. I think Goa FC have had a very good, they've had three really good games at the moment. There's Kerala Blasters, who I thought was playing with a pretty solid midfield. So this table doesn't suggest everything, already. I mean, it's too soon to say, and I think that it will change a few times now until the end of the season, and that's the exciting part, isn't it?
And which one has been the most disappointing team for you so far? I mean, it's early days, but which do you think has been the most disappointing team or the underperforming team, rather? Let's put it that way.
Well, I would think that because of the hype in the in probably in the Mumbai City team. I'm not talking about the points at the moment. I'm talking about the way the teams are getting together and playing at the moment. And I think that Mumbai City has it, like you said, it was promised to be one of the maybe the favorites to win the league. I've just not seen them get through. It took them about 125 minutes in their first 1-2 games to get their first shot on target. I think they have to do much better because they've been known for their attack. They've had a good transfer season. But one thing we have to understand, I think, when it not only with Mumbai FC or with with the other teams also, is that these teams have had a very short preseason, and that's something to understand. And I think as and when the games happen, it's all going to pan out for the favorites, probably teams like Mumbai FC. But it's good to see other teams also on the table. I don't think I ever expected a Northeast United to be second on the table, after 10 days into the campaign. So there are a bit of surprises, and honestly speaking, there's not been any game so far which has had a range of like a 3-0 or a 4-0 or anything. They've all been really tight games.
Agreed. I mean, talking about the games, let's have a look at few of the games that were pretty hyped up. When I talk about hype, obviously it's the first ever Kolkata derby in the ISL. Here looking at SC East Bengal and ATK Mohan Bagan FC. I mean, what a fixture that
Absolutely.
was. Obviously, this time without fans in the stadium, but as we know, the results panned out to ATK taking the advantage, winning the game with a 2-0 win. What are your thoughts about the game, Rohan?
Like I said, ATK, I think that the form Roy Krishna is in at the moment, he's phenomenal. And, Manveer scored the second goal in that game, which was such a Riyad Mahrez-esque goal,
Exactly.
cutting through, and then with that left foot finish, it was really good to see those goals. But apart from that, I think that ATK disappointed a little bit in terms of dominating the game. I think the game was overall dominated by East Bengal. I mean, if you just have a look at the stats a little bit, East Bengal had about 582 completed passes compared to ATK, which probably only had about 200 odd passes. So that's where I feel that ATK is missing a little bit of, even though this team has been together for some time, so it's missing a little bit of that camaraderie within the midfield and overall play. But again, it's a great win. It's a great 3 points. And one thing we have to understand in a derby game like this, I mean, if there were fans, it could have been another story. It could have been, and especially East Bengal playing at home. You never know if there would be a chance to come back. But without the fans, I feel that it does make a difference when you go 1 or 2 goals up. It's very difficult then to come back.
Completely agree, man. And I also thought, like East Bengal, without having any preseason games, apparently, this was the first proper game that they played. And Mohan Bagan, ATK Mohan Bagan came in with one game which they had already played before. So it was obviously an advantage to ATK Mohan Bagan, but nonetheless, they couldn't really deliver in the way we had thought they would deliver. But end of the day, it's the 3 points that takes the game.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Now, let's check out the other fixture, which actually happened a few hours ago. And we are talking about the FC Goa and the Northeast United game, which ended as a 1-1 draw. What do you think about that one?
So the thing with the FC Goa team is that I have so much respect for the way they've been playing. They came back in their last game from a 2-0 defeat. They came back immediately in this game, after going 1-0 down. What I'm not able to understand is that why do they play better football after they go down? I understand that, they are expected to perform and the pressure is on them because it's more of like a home tournament for the Goas over here. But at the same time, they have the talent, they have the goal scoring ability, they have a phenomenal midfield. Never mind a Bruno Fernandes in Manchester United, they have a Brandon Fernandes at FC Goa. And interestingly, they played a formation today which was 4-3-1-2, keeping Brandon Fernandes in the middle in the false nine, and they played their top two strikers. They played the false nine really, really well today. So it's just a matter of time, I would feel, for Goa. Brandon Fernandes, obviously being one of their key players, we saw at 60 minutes he was replaced because he is coming back through an injury. But Princeton came on, and I think that's a good sign. And slowly things are going to go in FC Goa's in favor. Having said that, can't take any credit away from Northeast, and I think that they did really well in keeping the Goas, to that 1-0. To the 1-1 goal line.
Absolutely, man. And obviously, Angulo being in sublime form, already having 3 goals to his name. And I thought the game got a little heaty, a little feisty towards the end when we saw the managers go out at each other. I think that's building up to this whole ISL tension, and the pressure is coming to the managers and to the players. All in all, very exciting game. First half I thought was pretty well balanced. In the second half, I thought Northeast United went a little defensive. They were relying more on counter attack, and but still they didn't give FC Goa a lot of space. But FC Goa, we could see what they are going to bring to the table, and there's a long way to go. So I'm seeing some really positive signs from both the teams. Let's see how that goes. Now, talking about the fixtures that are coming up, we have 4 exciting fixtures lined up for this week. So, talking about the first fixture, which is tomorrow, which is Mumbai City FC and SC East Bengal. This is the second game of East Bengal, and both the teams needing those 3 points. I'm really excited about this game.
No, absolutely. I think that it is one of the games, to look out within the next 4 games, because Mumbai FC, all that promise, SC East Bengal, such a valuable and such an enormous history coming into this league for the first time. I'm sure they want to prove themselves. I think that this game is more, it has so much to do with setting milestones. I think both of these teams are going to play each other for the first time in the ISL. They also have Mandar Rao Desai, who's going to make if he plays, he makes his 100th appearance in the ISL. and he's an Indian international. So that's great news for for Indian football in a way.
Yeah. And
So
also, I would like to add the return of Emma Jahu, who was given a red card in his first game, and I believe he brings the defense and the attack together. He got a red card in the first game, and he's back for this third game, and I'm really excited to watch him play. And I think he's going to turn things around for Mumbai City FC in the next game. Moving on, we obviously have Hyderabad FC versus Jamshedpur. I believe Hyderabad has been the biggest underdogs this season, and they weren't really given great prospects coming into this season, but they are doing pretty well so far. Cracking fixture again. Moving on to ATK Mohun Bagan versus Odisha. My personal prediction over here, I feel this is going to be the first game where we are going to see one team score more than 2 goals. And Roy Krishna getting that brace or even a hat-trick. What do you think about this fixture, man?
No, absolutely. I mean, I've in my predictions later on, I have gone, I think, with a 2-0, but I think what you're saying could be true also, because Odisha hasn't gotten off the blocks really well so far in their campaign, and the form which Roy Krishna is at the moment is, I mean, it's pretty insane. I mean, that left foot, right foot of his, he's an out and out striker who's just in sublime form. So that's the one to look out for. But apart from that, I also think, the second battle of the South with Chennai and Bengaluru taking each other on Friday, December the 4th. I think that is something to look out for also. Bengaluru also coming into this campaign with a lot of promise. Chennai had a great game the other day with, when they played when they played the Kerala Blasters. I thought they defended really, really well. So that will be a cracking one also for me.
Absolutely, man. And I'm waiting for Bengaluru FC to get off the mark with our Indian team captain right there. I'm waiting for him to score some goals, and I feel this is going to be the first goal for him in this season. And
yeah, I really hope you're right. But something to point out in this fixture also, 2 really good Indian youngsters to look out for. One of them being Suresh Wangjam, who plays for Bengaluru FC, and the other one playing for Chennai. Obviously, we all know him, Anirudh Thapa, who we are all waiting to see. And people have been talking about him, and people actually have been talking about both these boys now showing consistency in their play, which is so key for Indian football. So I mean, I think it's one of the good fixtures to look out for. Yeah.
And finally, we move on to our predictions over here. Mumbai City FC, SC East Bengal. Rohan's gone for a 1-1, and I've gone for a 2-0 to Mumbai City FC. Hyderabad versus Jamshedpur. Rohan goes for a 2-1 to Jamshedpur, while I go for a 2-all. ATK Mohun Bagan versus Odisha. Both of us on the same page with different scorelines. Rohan with a 2-0. I've gone with a 3-1. Like I said, more than 2 goals for one team at least. And the final fixture for this week, which is Chennai FC versus Bengaluru FC. Rohan's gone for a 1-all, and I feel Chennai will just edge. Bengaluru here, I thought Chetri might take it, but I don't know. I still have my doubts over there.
Well, I'm pretty confident about my predictions. But hey, guys and girls, hope you enjoyed this chat. And, please do let us have all your predictions in the comments below. Catch you soon on another INDINEWS FANPARK chat. And don't forget to like, share, and comment in the below. Enjoy your day.
Thank you.